Good evening and welcome to a special edition of the Coach's Corner. I'm being joined tonight by senior members of the boys varsity baseball team and head coach Zach Brown. Guys, how you doing tonight?
We're doing well, Kevin. Thanks for
Doing
having
great.
us. Excellent.
How's
Thanks for
everybody
having
doing in this lockdown?
Robin?
It's getting better.
We only got about 35 minutes, so let's get right at it. Coach, you're a couple days away from tryouts. The original day comes down. Where are you when you find out? What's going through your mind?
Yeah, I was actually at work, home at work, and I wasn't watching TV when it broke, but I was on a Zoom call, and my phone obviously just started blowing up. Text messages, phone was ringing off the hook, voicemails. So I had a feeling something pretty significant had happened.
And so the original delay is for a couple of weeks. In your mind, do you think that's as long as it's going to be? Or I know because you're in the education system, so do you think it's going to be longer than that, or it'll be what it was?
I don't think we really knew at the time. I'm not sure we all really had a full grasp of what we were in for. I obviously, and these guys can attest, I was really confident that we'd have some type of season. We were all really looking forward to it. And so I never really felt like at that time it was going to be a season ender or anything like that. Inconvenient, maybe making us readjust our schedule a little bit, but no, I felt pretty confident that we were going to play.
What about you guys? Where were you guys when you heard what happened, and what was your original thoughts? Anybody can answer that.
Like Coach Brown, I didn't think it was going to be kind of a season ender, but obviously as the pandemic got worse and worse, I mean, myself and I can assume everyone else tried to stay optimistic, but we were just kind of all hoping for the best. And after the postponed date came out, then we were just kind of really hoping for that to be when it began.
Anybody else? So you guys had already begun captain's practice or captain's workouts, so to speak. How did you guys feel? How were your bodies feeling? Ready to go? Jake?
Yeah, we're feeling good. We had the team lifts that we were doing all winter together, just bonding and getting ready for the season. Then the captain practices on Sunday, just getting ready for the season. And I thought we were looking pretty good.
Liam, Brennan, how were your arms feeling?
I felt good. I felt stronger than ever, and I felt like I was really ready to get after it this season. Then when the news broke, I was just really heartbroken.
Yeah, we were both training really hard over there in the off season and getting ready to have another good year.
So, Coach, you lose an MVP shortstop, an all-star catcher, and an all-star first baseman. You returned your entire pitching staff, though, and a great nucleus. Is the goal the Super 8 this year going into the season?
I mean, I don't think we ever start off the season talking about Super 8, and that's too far down the road, honestly, Kevin. Our goals are daily improvement, better today than yesterday, better tomorrow than today. And controlling the controllables and the variables that we can control. So we really have a win each day mentality, whether it's a practice session, a lift, a rec center workout, regardless of what it is, that's the goal for the day. These guys really embodied that. Obviously I'm not around for any of the voluntary off-season workouts, but the buzz around town was that things were great and guys were having great experiences and doing a great job. And so I was really confident in this group. I mean, these guys are a special group. I mean, they really, the thing that I've heard a lot now since the season has come to an end, you start to be more aware of information, and a lot of parents have spoken very highly of these seniors and how inclusive they were and open to underclassmen and taking them all under their wings and and not really separating themselves because of, you know, years in the program or anything like that, but really just taking a mentorship and that's leadership, right? That's serving others.
Absolutely.
And so they really embodied that. And I'm on personal level, I'm really devastated not to be able to see that play out on the field and daily at practice.
Absolutely. It has to be devastating. It's devastating for everybody. Anybody, what's the one game this year or games you were looking forward to playing this year? What's the one team, the one game you really wanted? I know lacrosse came right off the bat and said they wanted Lincoln Sudbury because they were playing them right off the bat. They were going to be a great team and they wanted to show how good they were.
I mean, for me, I would just say Milford because it was our opener, and I was ready to see what our team had because I was really excited for this team, seeing what we did in the offseason, getting in the weight room, building that team chemistry and culture that we were fortunate to have available to us. And just that first game, getting back on the field, I think it would have been really special time for our team, and I was really looking forward to the season.
Anybody else?
I was looking forward to North Attleboro and I think St. John's it was, just like some added competition in there. Not playing them last year and just throwing that in the mix. I was looking forward to seeing some new kids and really seeing what we were about.
Anyone else?
I was really looking forward to CM actually because if you
Football.
guys don't know the football, I'm still pretty upset about that. So if we get him like a nice beatdown in baseball, that for sure would feel good.
So now I know a lot of you guys play other sports. Dave, Brennan, Jake, you golf, but Dave, Brennan, Liam, Tripp, you guys are baseball guys, right? You guys aren't playing another sport. So how much did that hurt having to work, working yourself the whole off season, getting ready to participate and compete, and then not have that available to you? Tripp?
It was definitely tough, especially, it's senior year. You're looking forward to it. Baseball too, but this is like the best time of the year. This is what we waited for all 4 years, and just like the week before tryouts, the news broke, and it just seemed like everything just fell apart right there and there. The worst time of the year that could possibly happen.
Tripp, how about you?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Dave on this one, and it's just my favorite time of the year, coming out to the field, hanging out with this group of guys. Just what I love to do, just working hard on the field, off the field, whether that's a lift, rec center, or just on the football field practicing. It's just what you love to do, and it's unfortunate that it's come to this, but it's a great group of guys that are with us here today.
Liam or Brennan?
Yeah, it was pretty hard to hear the news. We all worked very hard over the off season to get where we were right now, so it was just hard.
Liam?
Yeah, all the hard work, and not only that, just like have it being the last ride with like everybody. Like I've played with mostly everybody like my whole life, and just like one more ride would mean everything.
Jack, this is going to be your third year starting. Obviously, the state championship is the greatest memory you'll probably take away from this team. But what's the one thing about representing high school and playing for Coach Brown that you're always going to take away?
I think I'm just always going to take away how Coach Brown not only puts us in the best situation to win on the field, but he creates ways to make us better people outside of the field too, whether it's in practice or motivational talks before the game. It kind of just always reminisces with you, and I think it's something I'll always look back after, whether I'm in college, after college. I think I'll just always remember how Coach Brown influenced me on the field and off the field, which I'm proud to represent.
Absolutely. What coach kept the bench the loosest? Because I know Coach Brown has a fantastic sense of humor. And what coach kept the bench the loosest during tight games? Anybody?
Ambro always kept you on your toes, Coach Pask. I know I wrote a memory to Dennis Nally today about how my only time on base all season. I get to first base, and Coach Bask is saying, talking to the first baseman about barbecue chicken and his favorite places to go. So they always loosen you up.
Anybody else? Okay. All right, how about this then? What player kept you the loosest on the bench?
Cheeks.
Somehow I thought we'd hear that. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just thought, a lot of the stuff that when people hear like a high school baseball team, a lot of the first thoughts that come to mind is the talent that the team brings. But a lot of the things that people don't see is the how the energy, not just from the players in the field, but also the players from the bench supports like the outcomes of the games. And those bench players or those kids who would it wasn't their turn yet, they would really provide a really good like energy, which would all in all make us a better team.
So obviously everybody's going to miss the games, but what's the one thing you're going to miss the most? Is it the batting practice? Is it practice itself? Is it the bus rides, the locker room? Anybody?
I think it's just going to be the overall togetherness that the season was. And I know we all love the guys, and just getting up there for practice every day was always something to look forward to, regardless whether we had a game or practice or just like a pasta party with each other.
Anybody else? Jake, you can talk.
Yeah, kind of just like hanging with the guys, just like talking it up with everyone, and then like knowing like you'll see them like the next day, and that like you guys will always like have each other's backs and all that.
So the seniors suffer a great loss, but what about the younger players that you guys are with every day? The juniors that needed this season for recruitment, or looking forward to this season for recruitment, and the freshmen who were looking to, make their way on the team, and for some of which, playing freshman baseball might be your last hurrah. What about the younger players?
I felt that they made really big strides over the off season, and I thought they were going to have a really great season. So when I heard the news, I was not excited for the seniors, but for the lower classmen too, that we're going to have a great season.
Anybody else?
I believe that the underclassmen obviously are a very talented group of guys. Maybe the way they're going to suffer the most is not observing the senior leadership in game-like situations. But Franklin baseball is obviously a great program, and a lot of those guys have seen us make runs in the Super 8, and play really competitive games. Just kind of by looking at those instances, I feel like they're in good hands to come through with leadership and make the program better than they found it.
So you guys are all moving on to college, and some of you are playing in college, which is fantastic. And congratulations on going to college. Brennan, I just got to ask you, as a student athlete, being that is going to be tough. Being a student athlete that's got to be ridiculously tough. Are you ready for that?
Oh yeah, I think Franklin High School definitely prepared me, both academically and being an athlete, to face both being a student athlete basically in college. So I feel pretty prepared.
Great. Jack, you're going to college. You're going to try to play both sports, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So are you worried about the football season next year?
I'm not worried yet. We've
Not
actually
worried about playing, but are you worried about there being?
Yeah, having a season.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm pretty optimistic that this will hopefully clear up by August. But my Coach DeCenzo, we've been having Zoom calls every Tuesday night, and him and the Wesleyan president have been talking a lot, and they plan on having a regular fall. So after hearing his confidence, I think, in my eyes, I think I'm going to be having a season, which I'm excited about.
Coach, every coach says that every team is different every year to year because that team has never played together. But next season's going to truly be different. you're going to go a whole 2 seasons worth of losing people. And then your tryout next year is going to be pretty much 2 sets of new groups coming in. I don't want to really, hem that much on next season, but how much harder are the tryouts and getting ready for next season going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's going to be a challenge, no doubt. And I'm confident that with our coaching staff and the resources that we have, everybody's going to be in the same position. So we won't be unique to it won't just be unique to Franklin baseball. And I feel as though we'll find a way to handle it. We'll just kind of hit on it though. The thing that I'm most concerned about, or that I feel like these underclassmen have lost out on, is to really be around these 9 seniors. There's something about that leadership, that kind of leadership style. Really, I used the language servant leader earlier, and I truly mean that. These guys really embodied that. They really embraced sacrificing for the greater good in one another. And each one of them at different points during their career have had to do that. And a lot of them were ready to have special seasons and great stories. And the one thing I know is that when you're willing to sacrifice your own desires for the greater group, it demands and commands respect. And I certainly have the utmost respect for all of these guys, because they truly understand and have embodied everything that we've talked about over the last, X number of years.
So guys, not only, and we'll go individually on this one, but not only do you guys miss out on the season, but your parents miss out on the season. And I think I know all of your parents, and I've known them since you guys were about 7 or 8 years old. So I know how much time they put into you guys. Give me a couple words. They're going to miss their senior night this year. So give me a couple words on your parents, Jack.
Well, as you probably know, my dad is a big supporter of the baseball program, and my mom goes to all the games too. So they're definitely bumming like me, because my dad was always looking forward to watching me play and watching our team succeed. So I'm definitely feeling for them.
Jake?
Oh yeah, my dad, he helped me all throughout growing up, get ready for the baseball season. And my mom, she's been there for every single game, and she loves going to them. So definitely hit them hard.
Trip?
Yeah, I definitely feel for my dad. He loves going to the baseball games, and I'm really feeling it for him.
Absolutely. Liam Daly?
Yeah, they're probably just as bummed as I am. My dad's been to every game, same with my mom, and there's been a lot of sacrifices that have had to be made, and I don't know, it's just really heartbroken for them just as much as it is for me.
Carlucci?
It's tough. They're devastated, but I've always worked with my dad, worked hard with him. And it's tough that he can't, see me play one last game on this for senior year.
Brennan Rivera?
Yeah, it's been tough for them. They really wanted to see me play one more time before I go off to college and just be around them again. So it's been tough.
Trotz?
Yeah, they sacrificed a lot for me over the summer, just getting ready to commit to Rick and making that decision, all the rides. They've been there from day one. So they're definitely bumming about it, as well as everybody.
Liam Larrabee?
Yeah, my parents are definitely upset. They've sacrificed so much, take me to games, and just for them to see me not play this year, they're probably pretty upset. Seeing how hard I worked, yeah, it's probably upsetting for them.
Cheeks?
Yeah, my parents are definitely my biggest supporters when it comes to baseball and in life. But yeah, I'm really feeling for them because I know they're really excited to see me play this year. So they're definitely hurting about it.
So guys, what's the one thing you're missing right now that's not baseball related? Is it graduation? Is it senior week? Is it Cape week? What's the one thing you miss?
Yeah, basically everything. But if you want specific, I would say graduation, just because I think that's one event that every senior should have, and the fact that right now we can't really have one is pretty devastating.
Anybody else? You guys just miss going to school, seeing your friends every day?
Yeah,
No.
it's tough, especially because we're going off to college next year. So the time that we spend with all of our friends this school year and this summer is important. So it's tough not to be with them.
I probably miss well, this is baseball related, but I definitely miss obviously seeing our guys, but definitely seeing our coaching staff a lot because like we've all kind of touched on, we have a really, really solid coaching staff, and it's just a really great group of guys. And, you know, seeing them just kind of like puts a smile on your face, makes your day a lot better. So I'm definitely going to miss them a lot.
Coach Brown, I'll give you the last word tonight.
You know, I use the quote a lot. These guys have heard it ad nauseum. So, but, you know, I truly believe that, you know, adversity introduces a man to himself. Albert Einstein used that. And you find out a lot about the character of an individual when things are going bad or when things aren't going according to script. And if I always feel like when those things happen and you watch a young man kind of handle themselves with the class and the character that these guys have done that with, I know that regardless of whether we had played a season this year or whether we were, you know, or as they move through their lives, I have a great deal of confidence that they're going to be unbelievably successful. I just firmly believe that each one of them has, you know, something really unique, and they have their own stories, and each one is a really great story of perseverance and hard work, commitment, and you know, to not see it be realized on the field is one thing. And trust me, Kevin, we understand. We're sacrificing for a greater purpose right now.
Absolutely.
We understand that a lot of people are impacted by this, and that, you know, baseball, at the end of the day, it's a game that we're all very passionate about and have a bond over. But we understand what's going on here. But again, that doesn't take the sting away. It doesn't take the
Not at all.
care, and I feel not only just for these players, but as you hit on the families. I mean, we've developed great relationships with all these families. They've committed and sacrificed a lot for their sons and for our program. These guys, though, have left it better than they found it. They really have. You know, we had a Zoom call the other day with the entire program, and you know, really just wanted to highlight how well these young men have handled this situation, and I couldn't be more proud of them. So we're really privileged to have had them in our program, and you know, in some unique way, they've left more of an impression than most, you know, just through their handling of this circumstance.
All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you very much for joining me. Jake, Tripp, Jack, Brennan, Dave, Liam, Cody, and Cheeks. Coach Brown, and that's another edition of the Coach's Corner in the Books. One thing I'd like to say is I've known all you guys since, you know, you're about 7 years old, maybe except for Trotton, who came and left. I can't say how incredibly proud I am of you guys as young men, and I wish you well in the upcoming future. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good seeing you guys. Love you guys.